said that the pandemic is disappearing, but we lost 6,000 Americans this week. And just in this room, you have dozens of people. You're not following the guidelines in New Jersey, which say you should not have more than 25. No, they don't have to. It's a political activity. Why are you saying such a bad example?
You're wrong on that because it's a political activity. They have exceptions, political activity, and it's also a peaceful protest. So when you have, and as you know, they asked if they could be, you know, a number of, and to me they look like they all have, pretty much all have masks on, but, you know, you have an exclusion in the law. It says peaceful protest or political activity, right? In fact, specifically, yeah, it says exactly political activity or peaceful protest. And you could call it political activity, but I'd call it peaceful protest because they heard you were coming up. And they know the news is fake. They understand it better than anybody. And they asked whether or not, because that's the way they are. They're not. If the press in this country were honest, it wasn't corrupt, if it wasn't fake, our country would be so much further ahead. But we're doing really great. Thank you all very much. Thank you very much.
Don't engage them. Because if you engage them, they come to you, then they are breaking the law.
This is not the way a highly restrictive 21-day lockdown is supposed to work. A solitary policeman screaming and pleading with thousands of people to spread themselves out.
Please, 1 meter away, do this, Ceci.
Alexandra Township is badly overcrowded and the coronavirus will do great damage. But people need to eat. How long have you had to queue?
Oh, don't ask me.
Don't ask me, okay.
Sorry.
A long time?
Sorry.
Long time.
The South African government has ordered everyone to stay at home, although individuals can go to the shops to buy food. But it's not supposed to work like this.
We are out now, going to make shopping. You see, we are meeting different people. If I'm infected, maybe this man is not infected. I'm spreading the virus to the people. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
We saw no social distancing, no masks, no sanitizer, and one policeman in charge.
Not easy at all. Not easy at all. Not easy at all.
The experts fear a catastrophe as COVID-19 spreads through South Africa. But township residents took little notice of the government's new rules.
Let's go. Faster.
As the day wore on, the army moved in. And we watched as they were heckled and jeered from Alexandra's alleyways.
Stay indoors, please, guys. We ask nicely.
The plan has changed. The government's brought in the troops now to shut down shops and to try and get people to stay in their homes and their shacks. But the problem is, these troops are completely outnumbered here. There's just not enough of them.
This lockdown is strict. Anyone caught outside their home faces 6 months in jail. But it's not taken seriously here. People sharing one-room shacks are not going to stay inside.
I think the soldiers want you to go back inside.
You've got a one-room house that has about 6 people or so. So it's still the same. You can't have 6 people stuck in one room for the whole team, for the entire team.
The residents ebbed and flowed around the troops, who were given a mission they could not complete. The soldiers began to lose their patience. We saw one man kicked and punched for standing outside. It was a demonstration, not of strength, but weakness. For this township and many others cannot be policed, and its residents will not self-isolate. As the virus advances, they are running a terrible risk. John Sparks, Sky News, Johannesburg.
recording? No.
A police officer is in hospital and 10 people have been arrested after hundreds disobeyed stay-at-home restrictions to rally on the steps of State Parliament. The demonstrators say they're fighting for their freedom, protesting social distancing laws and the rollout of 5G. Lana Murphy was there.
In the midst of a lockdown, tensions rise. A rebellion in the heart of the city.
What's the charges? What's the charges?
As a woman is led into a police van, an enraged supporter lashes out, punching an officer before being dragged to the ground.
Move back! Move back!
Followers screaming for his release.
Move back! You've been told! Move back!
He was one of 10 demonstrators arrested on the steps of Parliament for breaching social distancing restrictions.
You're under arrest! You're under arrest, I stand back, watch it.
3 protesters will be charged with assaulting a police officer, as one member was taken to hospital with a rib injury.
Behind your back! Stop resisting!
The crowd of about 300 demonstrating against Victoria's partial coronavirus shutdown and the rollout of 5G.
We're born with freedoms, and you will not take them off us!
Taking aim at mandatory vaccinations and the COVID-19 app.
They want to enforce a global microchip of humans!
We are here to ask questions and have them answered because things don't make sense.
Thanos Panayides, one of 2 organisers arrested at the lunchtime gathering, which attracted visitors from hundreds of kilometres away.
What virus are they going to spread? There is no virus out there they're going to spread.
I do not want anybody watching and tracking and listening to me breathe. I want transparency from the government. We want to know why 5G towers that haven't had safety studies done properly, industry studies have been going up without the people's consent.
But the Chief Medical Officer says there is nothing to fear.
It is complete nonsense. 5G has got nothing at all to do with coronavirus.
None of this is law, so whatever fine I get is not law.
But the government disagrees. It says every person in attendance here today is in direct violation of social distancing rules and could be fined more than $1,600 each.
That is incredibly disappointing that some individuals do not understand that these restrictions have been put in place to keep them safe. In the United Kingdom, in so many parts of Europe, those people know that this pandemic is not fake news.
1,209 deaths from suicide. 1,250 deaths from malaria. These are worldwide facts. 122,006.
Nobody told me to move.
Why are you here for? What are you doing? With you all the way to the spirit with you, man. Mate, have some dignity. Have some humanity. How dare you touch a woman like that? Get back. I've already asked you. Get back. I don't care. I told you once. Move. Like that. Move. Take that. What you want? What are you looking at? What's the restrictions? You're under arrest for breach of restrictions. Hey! Hands behind your back! Hands behind your back! Get your hands behind your back! Stop resisting! Stay back! Back up! Back off! I've told you, back off! Hey, come on, have a heart! Have a heart! Stay back, alright? You've told What's your name? Whoever did the false arrest, I'm going to sue you all. Take it to the High Court. I don't give a The acts you are acting under have not been lawfully enacted. You don't have to let the jurisdiction.
He refused to respect the health of others, so police were forced to do it for him.
In the middle of a pandemic, do you think it's appropriate not to be wearing a mask?
Led away in cuffs, the man is taken into custody alongside a female companion who refused to give her name.
We were exercising.
Across the road, another man is questioned.
Democracy wins! Democracy always wins!
After earlier making a run for it.
We don't have freedom of speech. Anything we see on Facebook is deleted.
We're carrying in our homes for 0.5% of the population.
This man, one of 18 fined at the Shrine of Remembrance today.
I'm going to fight it. I'm not going to pay it.
Turning up for a protest that didn't happen after a group claiming to celebrate Australia Day was moved on after dawn.
I'm asking you to move on as soon as possible, please.
Police swarmed on horseback and bikes, even distributing masks to these women from the northern suburbs, fined for the second time this week.
I could fall off a cliff. Like, are we going to ban cliffs?
There's been more than $200,000 worth of fines issued in the past 24 hours, but many have vowed not to pay it. Some even claiming police are committing a war crime by impeding on their freedom.